Who to sell to? Before I start, how's the reflection on the board?
Good.
We're good? Alright. No technical difficulties. This is for my team and anybody else who wants to figure out how to get their idea booming, get their product booming if you have a business and you don't know who to sell to. Well, I use the law of diffusion of innovation, which is basically how an idea or a product can get spread throughout the population. It starts off with the innovators. 2.5% of the population are innovators. These are the people who are seeking to find a new way to do something. They're seeking to create a new way to do something. They are the creators of new ideas. They use old ideas and try to make them better than they were. Early adopters are 13.5% of the population. Early adopters, you can say, are the trendsetters. They are influencers. They're very similar to innovators because they are willing to suffer a small inconvenience or pay a premium to something that they can see potential in, or they know, they believe in the product. They know what it's capable of, and they know it's going to work for them. So they're influencers. Early majority and late majority, they don't do nothing until somebody recommends them to do something. They won't buy something unless somebody recommended it. Early majority is will lean more towards new technology and new things, while the late majority will not. They will not use new things up until it becomes common. They are both equal in percentage, 34%, and the laggards, 16% of the population or the market. These are the people that don't buy anything unless they have no choice, as in they don't make them like this anymore, so I have to buy this, like VHS. They don't make VHS, so now I have to buy a DVD player. And for example, innovators, you could say the innovator created the DVD player, made video viewing better or more high quality for us. So when this technology first came out, DVDs were not cheap. So in order for DVDs to rise and spread out through the population, there had to be innovators and early adapters. The early adapters are the people who said, that's the future, that's the new thing, I'm gonna get it. And they're willing to pay extra because when you first buy something, it's gonna cost a lot more than it's gonna cost later. Not with everything, but I'm just, throwing my ideas out there. So for example, something doesn't necessarily need to be the greatest product. You just have to have a belief in it, and you have to find the people who believe the same thing that you believe, which are innovators and early adapters. Now the early majority and the late majority have something in common. They're more rational. They'll look at price, and you'll find them to be less loyal. They'll just buy what they need, and that's it. No matter who it is or where it's from. Buy what they need, that's it. So what you want to do is, when you're looking to spread your idea or product out, you want to aim at early adapters. You want to aim at the left side of the spectrum, because the influencers and trendsetters will spread the word to the early majority, and the early majority somewhat likes new things. You can find these people waiting in line for the new PlayStation 4 or something. They're going to be willing to pay that extra price because they're determined to be first. It is who they are. That's who they are. It's not the product, it's not what they're buying, it's that person. They want to be first in this occasion, idea, or product. You might find some early majority willing to wait in line. It's more to the left side. As soon as you can figure out which is which is when you make a relationship with a client or customer, that's what you want to figure out right away, if they are, well, where they land on the spectrum. You don't really want to do business with the right side of the spectrum, because they're not loyal, and as soon as something goes wrong, they're gone. As to early adapters, they're willing to go past the obstacles. They're there because they see your belief. They see the belief in your product or idea in a way that it will help them. It's not necessarily you, it's for them. So when attacking the market or the population, a lot of people aim at the middle. Aim at the middle. You want to identify who you're talking to, and divide them in the spectrum. And as soon as you get your influencers out there believing in what you believe, they're going to be willingly telling others, early majority, late majority, on their own free will about your idea or product, because they feel the same way as the innovators and they just want to spread it. Now this is how mass marketing happens. For example, another example, the iPod MP3 player. It's not the best MP3 player. There's other good MP3 players, and I'm talking about quality and stuff like that. But the belief in the product, the early adapters, the influencers, made sure that product spread. As to the Microsoft Zune, same abilities, it did not spread because it was more aimed to the middle of the spectrum, as to Apple's iPod was towards the early adapters. So when you're looking to spread your idea or business, you got to figure out who's who. Who's the early adapters, who's the innovator, who's the early majority, late majority, and the laggards. It's pretty easy to find out once you create the relationship with that person. Now this, we'll be talking about this in a later video. I'll get into more detail. This is the golden circle. Start with Y. Start from the inside out. Why you do it, how you gonna do it, and what you do. But for now, leave me your comments. What do you think? Peace.